For weeks there has been noise online about an influx of people arriving in the United Kingdom from a place many viewers have never heard of, the Chagos Islands. Some reactions have already slipped into the familiar pattern of panic. Who are these people? Why are they coming? Are they taking homes? This report cuts through the misinformation and goes back to the historical truth, because without that context, none of this makes sense. The Chagos Islands sit in the Indian Ocean and form what Britain renamed the British Indian Ocean Territory. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the UK and the United States forcibly removed the entire Chagossian population from their homeland to clear the islands for a large American military base on Diego Garcia. Families were rounded up, separated, shipped out, and abandoned in Mauritius and the Seychelles with no support and little chance of rebuilding their lives. Human Rights Watch has since described this as a clear case of forced displacement, carried out by two powerful governments. For decades, Chagossians fought for the right to return home and for the right to recognition. They were repeatedly denied. Some compensation was offered in the past, but it was nowhere near a remedy for losing an entire homeland. Many fell into poverty across Mauritius and the Seychelles. Others made their way to the UK because the country responsible for their displacement still held legal authority over their islands. Fast forward to today, and two major developments are shaping this new wave of arrivals. First, the UK has created a specific route for people of Chagossian descent to apply for British citizenship. This is not the same as typical immigration. These individuals have a recognised legal and historical link to Britain, due to what the British state did to them in the first place. Second, Britain has agreed in principle to hand sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. That deal has created anxiety within Chagossian communities. Many fear they could lose rights, or that future governments might restrict citizenship pathways. As a result, more people are activating their right to come to the UK now, rather than risk losing that opportunity later. Local councils have raised concerns about housing pressures, especially around Heathrow, where many arrivals land. That is a real logistical issue, but it must be understood within the correct frame. These are not people simply moving for opportunity. They are the descendants of a displaced population that Britain uprooted and never repaired. Their presence here is part of the unfinished legacy of colonial policy. When we talk about Chagossians arriving in the UK, we are not talking about strangers. We are talking about a community Britain dispossessed and is only now beginning to recognise. Understanding that history is essential if we want a fair and honest conversation about what is happening today. This is Shepherd Lens Media. Independent, unfiltered, human.